Welcome back, Guardians. My name is Trams87, and in today's video, I'll be asking the question, what is the Ascendant Realm, and why is it important? It has been noticed recently that the anti-fallen black market trader Spider and the Drifter recently had a rendezvous in which they exchanged far more than just pleasantries. Some items of strange description were noted to have been offered up to each of our most dubious individuals, which, if you ask me, they should both technically be on the wanted list. I would like to share with you then a lore entry from the False Promises auto rifle titled Gripped in the Hands of the Desperate Many, and it reads: The Spider eyes the Drifter, boots to bandana. My favourite. Spider trails off with a drag of ether to select a title befitting the Drifter. Nothing. You think this'll take? The Drifter says and nods skywards, kicking an empty ether canister off the side of their floating moat of reef. Red streaks burn in the star-sea sky beyond the vast clouds of asteroids and dust, drawing the shape of a new constellation as the Warmind launches fresh guns. An almighty effort. Splendid. Spider steps off a transit craft alone. We could have met in a more protected place. You don't like being seen with me? The Spider is a friend to all, but not all my friends are friends, says Spider, and focuses his gaze on the Drifter. You should have come to me. You keep too many bodies around. Bodies can stab you in the back. Running shows your back. The Spider's voice shudders. To everyone. Drifter pauses a moment and looks around at the desolate scape. Small boulders hang in space. They slowly drift towards each other, make contact, and bounce away on random trajectories. Some stick. Incorporated via destructive consummation, he howls and turns back to the Spider. Stretch your legs! No one's here for miles. The Spider unfurls himself, slurping a heavy vacuumous drag from his rebreather. Fully upright, he dwarfs the Drifter in shadow. Isolation is not the same as protection, friend. Friendship's gonna save us from what's coming? Drifter asks. He places his fingertips together, the space between his hands resembling a triangle. The odds aren't in your favor. Guttural laugh ripples from Spider's belly and sends a vibration through the loose-packed dirt underfoot. I'm the wrong one to come to for comfort. I get it. You tried running last time. Didn't work. Now you're trying to hide. Let me give you some advice that doesn't work either. Hiding? The Spider asks and waits. The board changes. The board clears. I don't play. I just price the pieces. Cold-blooded. World's ending and you want to run at it for all it's got. End is a matter of perspective. Deviation is oftentimes, he says with a breath, profitable. What if nothing's left? Skin and bones? There's always ivory among the bones. Bull! Spider slings a single breathy ha! You remind me of my compatriots. Spider wraps his fingers around a small clod of earth drifting by. They looked at the whirlwind, just like you. Scared, he closes his hands, crushing the clod into a dense mound. It fractures into several pieces that waft away as Spider releases his grip. But here we are, living on anyway. Yeah, fallen. Fallen. I hold no favour among witches and kells, and whispering agents of every shade and shape. My web is vast, and I have proven useful. Let the kings bloody each other. I'll direct the runoff. You talking about guardians? Hate to break it to you, but they're a cheap date. Cheap is malleable. Cheap becomes cheaper in desperation. Yeah, the drifter pulls a small and ornate box of awoken design from his rucksack. Who you looking for with this anyway? The spider steps towards Drifter, smothering his personal space. Options, my dear rogue, tangled in the web. He takes the box with his dominant arms and plops 2 stuffed sacks of ghost shells into the drifter's hands with his others. Went through hell to get that little box. Don't come with no throne, Drifter says, holding his voice steady, jaw tense to stay the trembling. The spider chitters as a shiver runs through him. No, just a looking glass window. Good business, friend. The hulking fallen don turns to leave. Remember, remain useful. When you find them, you sure the past won't come knocking? No one minds the spider. Lucky. This is a very interesting lore entry because we gain some insight on many different aspects of the fallen, and the truth, and the drifter, and the idea of survival, of existence, and being able to outrun the end, what the deep calls the end of all things. Alright, you probably sat there thinking, okay Trams, but you haven't even answered the question you asked. And yes, you're right, there was an exchange between the drifter and the spider, each receiving something they truly desire. The first item being an Ascendant lens. We don't know much about this device, but we have some information. The item description states a focusing lens from the dreaming city through which the Ascendant plane can sometimes be seen. Curious, right? I thought so too. But what's even more incredibly crazy is the idea that this lens can actually be used to see into the Ascendant Realm, and Spider has given it to us as a gift, clearly withholding some sort of ulterior motive as things play out in this story, which we seem to be a pawn of. However, this isn't the first time we'll encounter this technology, shall we call it, owned or crafted by the Awoken, to be precise. They called it an Ansible lens. Have a listen to this lore entry from the pilgrimage Spine of Keres, Shirochi. Awoken communication systems rely upon paracausal realities. We route our communications and transmat networks through all worlds. This is an Ansible lens. It is capable of relaying and transmitting messages between awoken cities and ships at faster than light speeds. We built the dreaming city with the help of the Ahamkara. Their wishes fueled our innovations, but it was our own ingenuity that shaped our evolution as people. Wishes go only so far with the short-sighted and unimaginative. This dialogue comes from a special lore-based mission, which you can do within the Dreaming City. I myself am yet to explore this, but don't worry, I will report back my findings once I do. Before I say this, I'll preface it with saying these ideas I'm about to share are not confirmed at all, but based on somewhat evidence-based lore findings. So if you don't want anything spoiled and would rather find out later, please feel free to stop watching the video now. I'll give you a moment. But hello, what in the world is going on here? The Awoken have technology which enables them to route communication and transmat networks through other worlds. And the second is that they can send and receive messages between Awoken cities and ships at faster than light speeds. And the third, they built the Dreaming City with the help of the Ahamkara. Alright, I've never in my life seen this lore, and I spend a lot of time reading the lore, but of course, it wasn't a big deal a year ago. But it is relevant now. This confirmed so many things, that being that there are other worlds within the Ascendant Realm where life does exist. If we're to take this literally, the Awoken even use a form of transmat, which is the technology we use as light bearers. Transmat is a technology discovered having made contact with the traveler, so large objects can be condensed or even stored and even moved anywhere at the speed of light, without anyone breaking a drop of sweat. The third is incredibly exciting because the Ahamkara helped the Awoken to make the Dreaming City, which means that the Ahamkara are directly paracausal, and they are possibly not of our world. There is so much about the way that paracausal beings originate from the same seeds of life, and how they are able to manipulate or use each other's powers, like backdoor code in a program. It's possible that when the traveler visited Venus, the conditions were perfect for the Ahamkara to cross over into our universe. No idea, but the idea sounds plausible. But before I get carried away, I first need to tell you what the Ascendant Realm is. I'll try to keep this short. The Ascendant Realm, also known as the Ascendant Plane, Netherworld, Overworld, or Sea of Screams, is a universe or alternate reality related to the darkness. Entities closely linked to the darkness, most notably powerful hive such as Oryx, Savathun, Sivu Arath, or Crota, create cyst universes within the Ascendant Realm, known as Throne Worlds, where they have absolute power over it through the sword logic. The Worm Gods, a higher group in the Hive Pantheon, also dwell in a deeper part of the Ascendant Realm, much closer to the deep. Unknown Space, a location controlled by the Nine, is also located within the Ascendant Realm. The development of a personal throne world is the natural result of reaching a certain level of power under the sword logic. All laws within these realms obey that logic, even other paracausal forces such as the light. They are typically formed and can be grown in size by the deaths of powerful entities, including the light affiliated guardians. They are completely immune to the effects of paracausal weaponry, such as the Harbinger of the Awoken, being spiritual worlds created from the mind of their resident god. If the god is killed, they persist still, as all throne worlds are connected, and connected to the Ascendant Realm planes. Why is the Ascendant Realm so important? This is because it is possible for those with the capabilities, they can effectively cheat death once they have reached Ascendant level access or granted the power. I could sit here and list the many names that could be waiting for us in the Ascendant Realm, and what this means for the future, but I will say this, Guardians, if you think Destiny 2 is getting ready for a grand finale, you'd be sadly mistaken. Eyes up, Guardians. Prepare yourself for a cosmic adventure of a lifetime. For now, that's all from me. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave a like or a comment, and if you'd like to see when more lore videos are released, consider hitting the subscribe button and bell notification to be alerted on when I next upload. Remember, whatever you're going through in life, there is a plan and a purpose for your life. even when it feels furthest from it. Stay safe and Godspeed.